Wait, I'm confused. Is the online class for microblading or tattoo? What the heck's the difference? That is a great question, and I feel like a lot of people don't ask it enough. So let me go over the difference between microblading, ombre powder brows, and then tattooed eyebrows. So first of all, here is a picture of microblading. As you can see, there are a bunch of hair strokes to kind of give the appearance or the illusion of hair. Here is a picture of my work. This is ombre powder brows. Okay, so it's basically dark and then it gradually fades to like a lighter front, giving that ombre powder effect. I don't have a picture of eyebrow tattooing, but essentially it's what people kind of know as the Sharpie eyebrows. So they're just pretty much all from here to here, the same saturation level, super dark usually, and they don't fade. So when it comes to the actual technique itself, a microblade looks like this when you get really close up to it, and it acts like a blade, a microblade, a small blade that artists dip in a pigment to create cuts into the skin to give the appearance of hair strokes. Whereas I am using a machine and a single needle like that to gently scrape the skin and create and deposit a bunch of tiny dots called pixels to give that powdery makeup effect. So what's the difference between ombre and microblading? Ombre powder does not cause scarring and it's suitable for all skin types, whereas microblading usually does cause scarring due to all the cuts and going over the cuts, and it's actually only suitable for normal to dry skin. Ombre powder gives the appearance of like a powdery makeup filled in effect, whereas microblading gives the appearance of hair strokes. I'm not the biggest fan personally. I'm a little biased because after a year or two, the microblading strokes usually bleed, causes scarring, and so on and so forth. Now, what's the difference between ombre powder brows and tattooed eyebrows? Very similar. So same machine and needle usually. However, with ombre, I'm barely scraping the skin, so I'm not going as deep versus a normal tattoo a lot deeper. So the layers of the skin, I'm going to be implanting the pigment in the upper dermis versus normal tattoos, lower dermis. Last is I am using pigments meant for permanent makeup, and they are meant to gradually fade after a few years. Whereas tattoo is tattoo ink and the particle size is a bit larger and it's meant to be permanent forever. I hope that answers the question. I try to get as much information as I could in the time allocated. So yeah.